Introing every time. What's going on, visionaries? This is the Q&A episode, the one that we set up a couple weeks ago. But with that said, I invited my boy, the at Jon Vendryes.
Oh man, that's not my at.
What's your at, bro?
At John DV.
Yeah. Okay. Well, long story short, John's one of my closest boys of life, and this is the first time I'm gonna get interviewed on my own podcast. So I had to give the keys to drive to someone that I trusted. So hence at Jon DV. Bro,
It's an honor.
Hey, thanks for letting us use your house. It's swaggy.
Hey,
You got the foliage. You got the whole thing.
that's
bro.
what we aim to do around here, bro. He's like,
Dude, real quick, how do we meet?
we met because you were doing the internship,
Yes.
and
Wah.
we had we had mutual friends
Yeah.
in the internship, and they were like, "Oh, hey, this is the guy who's here doing worship," and I was like,
Who's this
I
joker?
was like, this boy looking for clout out here, bro. He's like- but then, bro, just watching you like live out your faith and like go through the ups and downs, watching you handle it and everything. I was like, hold up, this guy's pretty legit. And then we went to lunch.
Yeah.
We hit Chipotle or whatever for the first time.
Mhm.
And I don't think I spoke to you before that point. I think it was just like
That's
it was like a
social
DM,
media.
like, hey, let's just
just
kick
run
it
it.
one time. And then I was like, oh, I'm going to lunch with that dude. And it was great. And then there was like one time you picked me up and took me to worship.
At the creek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know, bro. We just gelled.
We just joked.
That was it. Once.
It's
yeah.
been about a year. We've been close.
Yeah.
Right?
Definitely.
Y'all, visionaries, like for real, like my season of life right now, it's just been so busy. But like Nate Dogg behind the camera and John, I see y'all like I think they're the only ones I see consistently. Also with James and Brian, but like outside of James, Brian, John, and Nate, that's the boys. But y'all also quick note, I'm gonna give John credit. Y'all seen these two guys, the cactus plant McDonald's toys, on like almost every episode. John is the one who put me on, but I only like these two. He has the whole collection.
Yeah. I think you gave me my grimace.
I did.
Didn't you? Yeah.
I got an extra one. I had a homie who worked at McDonald's.
Yeah. I got the McDonald's plug.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro. Shout out Cactus Plant Flea Market.
Yeah, man. Sponsor us.
Oh my God.
That would be a dream.
That's a dream sponsor right there.
Like a cactus plant vision room merch, like the puff print. That'd be fire. Maybe one day we'll get there. We're on our way,
about it.
bro. With that said, I'm gonna trust you with my baby. I'm gonna give you the keys. You're driving. You're hosting the pod.
Shoot.
I'm the guest now. I'm scared.
Visionaries, what's popping? You know what I'm saying?
Give me a follow at Jon DV.
Just hijack it.
Yeah, hijack it.
Oh man, yeah.
Bro,
Well,
Grand Theft Auto kick me out the car and everything, bro.
well, how long you been doing this for now? At this point, this is
30 years, bro. How long have I been podcasting?
Yeah.
I started, bro. I literally started filming like November 2nd of 2022.
Yeah.
So it all came to fruition pretty fast, but it was because like, what did I want? I knew that if I waited too long for everything to be perfect, I wasn't gonna do it. So like Brian and James were super big catalysts in that because I have a group chat with them and I was like, hey, y'all want to do this? And Brian was like, bro, don't talk to me unless you do it.
Yeah.
And James, he had already agreed to be the first guest, so he's kind of on me. I'm like, bro, when are we doing it? So real quick, it just YouTube University, figured it out. My boy Brendan kind of taught me how to do the audio on Ableton and try to get it done pretty fast. And once we hit the ground running, bro, like Nate, for real, right? We've been like November and December, we went hard and filmed almost the entirety of season 1 in like a span of like 6 weeks, bro.
Yeah.
So we just been running on that content and now we're kind of picking back up filming again. But I've been a podcaster since like November.
Yeah.
Black Friday.
Oh yeah. But then I remember you I can't remember if you like called me or voice memoed me and you were talking about like hey, what if we like see if we can get like sponsors for the episodes?
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, I think that's great. I think the way you like
Worded
it was like so perfectly like it wasn't
needy.
yeah, it wasn't anything
Yeah.
like that. It felt like casual, it felt normal. And I was like, bro, just go for it. The way you just said it, go for it. And you did it. And then it was like boom, like the
Yeah.
whole next season was sponsored, and I was like,
Yeah,
sheesh, that's
Bro.
it, bro.
Literally, shout out to y'all who know that you sponsored.
Yeah.
I love you. Thank you so much. A lot of season 1 wouldn't have been possible if they hadn't sponsored. So,
Yeah,
low key, you're sponsoring today's episode. Let us use your house, bro.
that's right, bro. But no, I was gonna ask you. You've been doing it for this amount of time. That's from November, you said. So that's December, January, February, March. So 4 months. Call it 5 months with all like the before and after work. How does it feel? Like you were saying before we started that like each start feels like you're getting in a pool. And I just like honestly, how does it feel? I mean, I know it takes a while to get used to stuff. But
Bro, look, for real, I feel like I'm in my purpose, bro. Like there's some things that are just, I think, God-given gifts. So like worship, I figured that out when I was young, like 9, and that had been my thing, and that was like my only like skill set that I felt was natural to me. Then podcasting, I feel the same way. Like right now, it's
wow.
I would say it's like with worship ministry, it's pretty up there. Or even in my season of life, I'm more involved with this than I am doing music right now, and it just feels like when you're doing something that you're designed to do. That's how it feels, man. So very life giving to me. Man, I mean, you've seen how much work it takes to set all these up, bro.
Yeah.
So it doesn't feel like work to me. Like literally right now in my season of life, I want to get to the point where I'm doing this full time. But just gotta keep showing up. We'll get to that. Yeah.
Since you brought it up, comparing it to like your experience in worship ministry, how about how long you feel like you've been leading worship?
Frick, dude.
It's okay. You can include like just serving on stage. You know, they got you muted, but you're up there. I'm just kidding.
That still happens, bro. I think I would claim that I started singing when I was like 17.
Okay.
And I'm 26 now, so 9 years. So almost a decade.
Yeah. How long do you feel like it took you, if even long, to feel comfortable?
Like leading worship?
Yeah.
Shoot, dude, maybe like 2 years.
Yeah.
I grew up in like Pentecostal, like Hispanic.
Yeah.
Bro.
So you was like rolling on the stage. Bro.
Yeah.
You can't.
1,000%. And back in those days, it was like a big thing to have like guest speakers come and like prophesy over you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So one time, I forgot the name of the prophet, but I was serving with the kids across the hall. He's like, go call that kid that was he was singing here just a while ago. So someone runs and comes and gets me. Hey, Jacob, they're asking for you. And I come, and then he like hand on my head, and he's like, hey, God told me to tell you that he's gonna give you this gift of like a 2 times over. He said it in Spanish, but basically he was saying anything you touch or anything that you decide to do, you're gonna get there faster than 2 times faster than a normal person would. Wow. So, bro, he told me that when I was like 17 and a half or 18. And I wasn't that best singer. I had barely learned how to play a couple chords on guitar. I was only a bass player at that point.
Yeah.
From that moment, just boom. And I just got real quick, jumped in my ability, bro. Like, got a vocal coach and grew significantly, bro. So I kind of see that still alive right now.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm not gonna knock Hispanic.
I didn't know that about you.
Yeah, dude.
That's the first time I heard that.
Yeah, man. I guess I'm humble.
Yeah, you know,
5 months.
Just a humble servant of the Lord.
Just humble. Hey, out of hand for that.
No. That's awesome, man. That's
dude.
serious. I love that. It's just so it's so cool to me to watch how like, you know, people have their denominations and their likes and their dislikes, but all across the board, bro, when God has something for you, he comes and finds you.
Yeah.
Like you just said, you were serving and they're like, hey, go bring him in here.
Yeah, dude.
And it's like, that's everywhere. That's in the word. That's you see that in examples, everybody around you. And so like, that's dope. That's seriously sick. I love that.
Yeah, dude. It's I still see it alive right now, bro. Like we said, I've been podcasting for like 5 months.
Yeah.
I think at the time that we're filming this, I just reached 1,000 listens, which is insane, bro. Hey, you're gonna start running. You're gonna start praise breaking, bro.
Yeah.
No, God's been good, man. God's been super good, and we're barely starting, bro.
All glory.
Barely starting. So let's get it.
Yeah. So that's a great way to segue into this first question, bro.
Bet.
You're just getting started. You got your toes in the water. How far you see this going? How far? My question is, how far do you want it to go?
Shoot, bro. It's so right now I see Vision Room like I don't see like a finish line. I'm just gonna keep doing it till God says, "Don't do it."
See.
Yeah. So I don't see a finish line. Right now, I mean, Nate and I are kind of conspiring season 2 right now.
Yeah.
And I know it's gonna get to a point where I run out of people to talk to, or like run out of like people that I can easily acquire to
okay.
interview. But I believe that the way I steward those like 20, 25 people that I know that I can get a hold of, that'll open doors to other people that I don't even think right now. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not opposed to like bringing repeat people, or I have other ideas, but I know that this is a passion of mine, and I would like to do this full time. So let's get it. Like Joe Rogan, the basement, like that.
Hey, whoa, shout out.
Shout out.
I love it. I love it, bro. That's so cool. We talked earlier about how it kind of all started in worship ministry, like your passions and what you feel like your purpose for and what God's made you for. And so what brewed this, like, I want to be having conversations with people? I feel like that's a very ministry minded thing. So that's not really my question of like, oh, where'd that come from? But it's sort of like, why a pod? Like, why is this the way that you want to express it?
Reach people.
Yeah.
Shoot, bro. I didn't think that one through.
No, you're good.
Okay, so legit, genuinely, I feel like God's gifted me with some dope people, bro. Like, if I just took inventory of people that I have access to, and I felt like a podcast was like the easiest avenue to like put a microphone on conversation. Because you and I
To just get it going.
just to get it going, bro. Because like a lot of times I'm getting coffee with these people, I'm hanging out with these people, and these are edifying conversations that have served my life behind closed doors, bro. So this was the easiest way to get it out to the public, at like a massive reach,
For sure.
So podcasting, bro, I don't even know, dude. Like, I genuinely think it was a God idea because, I mean, obviously, last year I was like sick, and I think I had a lot of time to think. And now, once I started doing it, I realized how much God kind of had interwoven this gift into what I already was doing. Because I'm using the software that I use for tracks for music at church, and I'm literally talking to people that I love. So I'm just putting all the pieces together. So it had always kind of been there, but I think it just took me a while to figure it out.
Yeah, bro. You're using your staff, making it a snake, bro. God puts it in your hand, man. You gotta use it.
Yeah,
Praise
man.
the Lord for that.
So
this isn't here. I just wanted to ask, and it's okay if you don't really feel like answering.
there you go.
Do you feel like that last season of your life really put, I guess I could say, really prodded, like, bro, I have this passion and I need to do it now?
It catalyzed it. Yeah. It catalyzed it for sure. Because, bro, at 25 facing death, you get you can feel how short life is, dude.
Yeah.
I can feel it. And I didn't want to look back one day and regret not doing it, not doing and always wondering, So obviously with how fast it's been growing and how well it's been doing, it was a God thing.
Yeah.
But if I didn't step out in it, I don't know. I don't think I went through that for nothing.
For sure.
I didn't, so I'm cashing it in, bro.
Yeah.
I went through it. So let's get it. Let's see what God has,
Yeah. Definitely, bro. You want to take a second to
We're gonna
plug it? Come
we're
on.
gonna
dog.
promo the merch, the visionary merch. Sheesh. One of one right here. Nah. Y'all, we have merch. Yeah.
I need the.
Literally, at the time that you're seeing this, I think we might have just posted the promo stuff. If I didn't, then something went wrong. But for sure, there's something on Instagram. But if you go to the link tree at the Vision Room Social on Instagram, you can order it there. We're taking pre-sale orders right now. So, little visionary tee.
Yeah.
Come through, little essentials.
And it's great quality, honestly.
Hey, Shaka wear, bro.
Hey, shout out.
Sponsor me, bro. I want all the sponsors.
So all the sponsors, bro.
Go
Good or
Slide.
bad goes. Cactus Plant, Apple. Actually,
John-
those are pretty hard hitters, bro.
Yeah, that's pretty hard to. Hey, one day, bro.
One day. All right. So back to this real quick. So
Yeah.
we've talked about the before the pod, talked about the start of the pod, talked about catalyst of the pod. So let's fast forward. I don't know how many years I'm gonna fast forward, but I'm just gonna say fast forward.
It's next year, bro.
Who are your top 3, top 5? Who you want to see?
On here.
Yeah, because it ain't me. So who?
It is you.
So who do you want to see?
Shoot, bro. I think I actually have a note in my phone. Hold on. I have like so I'm such a nerd, y'all. I literally have a note of like all the episodes that we filmed and the people on it, and then the ones that we haven't filmed yet, the order that I want them to air.
Yeah.
And then at the end, have dream guests. I have Rich Wilkerson, Johnny Swim,
Senior?
huh?
Rich Willie Senior?
No, Rich Wilkerson, the
Junior. I got
junior.
You. I just played.
Johnny Swim.
Dang.
Chandler Moore, Nate Diaz, David Mutenji from Elevation Rhythm.
Okay. The pronunciation for me.
Yeah, Manny Orango. These are just people that I listen to. And then there's this other dude, Max Tuning. He has his own podcast called Don't Be Sour. It's explicit, but I think low key, Max, if you ever listen to this, bro, you legit inspired this podcast because his pod, like I would say the structure of it is this very similar, if not exactly the same, except his is like fitness influencers and business people, and Vision Room is like the Christian music, fitness and fashion kind of lane. It's a little bit shorter, but yeah.
Tag them.
Tag everyone.
Tag all
Tag
of
Max
them.
Tuning.
Tag till they see it.
Yeah, dude. So I was talking to Nate was clowning me because when I first started Vision Room, bro, I wanted to. I was promoting it or saying that I was interviewing people from all these different spheres of influence and stuff like that. But literally, it's turned into me literally just interviewing people that do stuff that I'm interested in. So, music, ministry, fitness, and fashion. So, I think that's the lane I'm gonna stay in. Because I'm creating content that I will listen to.
Right. Yeah.
So it's literally either my friends or people that do that.
Yeah.
Or sometimes they interweave. So all the guests that I want are like people that are doing that stuff.
Yeah. That was another question I was going to ask you. We were asked via DM, how do you find the people that you bring out?
Up to this point, they've been pretty attainable just because I'm actually like friends with these people. Like I have their number on my phone. It's not like I'm just sliding up on random DMs. Like I can get a hold of these people. So, bro, just literally the journey that my life has taken me since I moved to Tulsa, I've had access to these people, bro. And I mean, kind of how you and I met through mutual friends. And just, I mean, it would take an hour to dissect how I met every single person that I brought to this point. And I've had some friends from Texas that, like, when I went to my hometown, like, people from there too. So, for the most part, I know everybody, which I also think has helped me refine my podcast hosting skills. But it's going to get to a point where I don't know these people. So we'll get there when we get there. Today's worries enough for today. Tomorrow's enough for tomorrow. So, So right now, I'm holding on. Like I just know these people.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to expand on
No, man. Yeah. Well, you got to be given some, like, flowers in the sense of, like, the people you've already had on here. They've been some heavy hitters, bro.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, Caleb Sean.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Ron Starling.
Ron, Destiny.
Yeah.
Shoot, I know the people you were telling me would be on here. I'm sure by now it's gonna air, but like, I was like, dang, bro, how you get them?
God, bro.
Brian.
Brian.
Big Dog Brian.
Big Dog Brian. Nah, bro. There's been a couple for season 2 that, like, I don't really know them. I just reached out on socials, and I think it also helps that I think we're providing like a good product. So like, I'll tag them, hey, I have this podcast at the Vision Room social, and I'll add the ad.
Yeah.
And they'll go click on it, and I think we have like a cool looking page, and it's kind of active, so it buys us some equity.
Right.
But I don't know, man. If you know people that you want to see on the pod, if y'all know people, hit me up. I think
DM, just hit them up.
Right now, I'm being pretty careful or pretty like meticulous about how I design who I bring in the order that I release them and stuff like that. But I think the basement does it where they have like a Google form that people can like apply to be on it. I think we'll get there at one point, but I'm not there yet. Right now,
I was gonna say you already have some people who have reached out to you, and I've been like, oh yeah, and you just been like, hey man, like, I'm praying about it.
No.
And I was gonna ask, no, like no disrespect for anything, but I was just gonna ask, like, obviously praying about everything is the best way to go about it. But like, how do you right now, or in the next few weeks, how do you handle the situations where it's like, hey man, like this is something that God's trusted me with? I mean, is that what it is? It's just like I need to be a good steward. I mean,
I think right now the go-to answer and the real answer is that Nate and we're sitting on like an archive of like 7-8 episodes ahead of time.
Right.
So when you see an episode on Friday, that thing's been around for like 3 months.
Yeah.
So
they've gotten a haircut since then.
yes,
I got you.
You twisted your hair, bro.
Right. Yeah.
So oftentimes I'll answer like, bro, I have stuff like super ahead of time. So like, it happened in season 1 where like we had a dupe with the audio, and I had to pivot really quick because I couldn't get the people that had the episode, so I had to switch it with someone else. So I mean, it sounds bad, but like I have like people that I know that I can get a hold of like this. So like to just like,
That don't sound bad.
I feel bad because it was like I wanted to have you on, but it just wasn't like planned ahead of time. I had to rush it a little bit. So yeah, right now trying to be pretty intentional about who I have on, but I think God's been blessing me with some cool people, bro. So we out here.
God's good, man. God's good.
He is, bro. Dude, thanks for coming on, dude. Oh, I'm trusting you, blind. It feels so weird for me to get interviewed on my own podcast, bro.
Oh, dude, I love this. I feel like Larry King out here, like
Jimmy Fallon. Bro.
Jimmy Fallon, bro. Yeah, no, I thank you so much for trusting me with it. I mean, our relationship since we've just started hanging out and getting to know each other, I feel like has just, you talk about like the accelerated, everything happening. I feel like our relationship was twice as fast, man. It was just like, bro. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. That's it. We were good. That was it. Like, you dog sit. You know what I'm saying? You house watch for like 2.5 weeks, and I'm like, oh.
Bro, hoarding your essential sweater, bro. Bro, you be sitting on some gems, bro. Just casually.
This is a different life, bro.
Yeah, man.
Different season.
Yeah, dude. So at least in regards to the pod, bro, like just Vision Room exclusive and like you and I just talking. Right now I'm a nurse full time.
Yeah,
and it's a hard grind, man, because like from the moment I wake up at 4:30 in the morning to the moment I go to sleep at 9, I'm doing something. I'm either at the gym working, editing a pod, shooting a pod, singing worship. I'm on the season where like I have my foot on the gas, just trying to run. But Nate and I have been kind of thinking about starting like a production company. So where someone,
that's right, yeah, we were
someone,
talking about that.
Yeah, bro. So visionaries, like, I mean, maybe keep receipts on it. But Nate and I are kind of praying about starting like the podcast production company. So someone wants to do what we're doing. You would just reach out to us and contract us, and so we have the gear. We obviously know how to stream it. We know how to shoot it, and all the person would have to do is come sit down and film, and we'll shoot it, we'll edit it, the audio, and get it to them. And so I can see a life where Vision Room, like our production value is picking up, but we're also helping other people get to where they want. Because like, bro, literally all this, like, I had to YouTube it, I had to call people. Nate had to YouTube it, he had to call people. Like, I think God has given us the understanding and the comprehension to be able to do this well. But I think now it's like, I feel like I can be like a big brother or like someone that can help someone start doing this, Yeah. So, yeah, man. I think I joke that's my way out the hood, but I mean, I think I would be super happy with the life of doing that. So shooting Vision Room, having the podcast production company with Nate, selling merch, doing worship, and living my life, bro.
Bro, it's serving people.
Yeah, man.
It's serving people. Just different avenues.
Yeah, so nursing's not bad. It's been cool. I've been able to love on people, and I have the degree, but it's definitely not like I made a reel a little while ago. Like I know I'm in God's will. I'm loving His people. It's providing for me. It's cool, but I think my little creative wings, I feel like I'm locked up 7 to 4 Monday through Friday. So I'm just trying to make it work, bro.
Well, me and you are similar in that way of like going from the full-time ministry to like now doing like just a regular 9 to 5 job, in the sense of like feeling like, oh man, like I do love what I'm doing, but there's just this other side of me that loves like the waking up, going and grabbing a coffee with a friend and
Yeah,
sitting
dude.
down, working on the tracks and
Yeah.
scheduling out and all that kind of stuff. And bro, but I just think it's so good. I think it's just so healthy to have that, like,
That outlet.
dare I say, touch on like reality of like, I mean, because you and I talked about, especially in the medical field, like you're with people, their like lives are in your hands, and like,
yeah, if I'm seeing them,
what
they're
more
obviously
serious? Yeah,
they're
I
not
mean,
having the best time ever.
no,
Yeah.
and like what more area of needed ministry is there
Yeah,
than
man.
to have your literal physical hand on somebody right now, bro?
Yeah, dude.
It's tough, but it's rewarding.
It is.
And like you said, like each season, like it's not for nothing, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
God's gonna use that.
Yeah, bro. Well, literally, like last year, bro, this time I was just like sitting down, just waiting for my body to heal.
Right.
And now I'm just freaking foot on the gas.
Yeah.
Like going 80, going 100 down the highway, bro.
Yeah.
Super random note on me and John's friendship. John's been like a safe place for me to like vent on, like, I think stuff that's important to me, because you understand my perspective on like worship stuff, church stuff, relationship stuff. So I don't even know how, if because you're from Florida, right, bro? Like homeboys from Texas and Florida met in Oklahoma, and like I don't know, you're one of the few people that like gets where I'm coming from most of the time.
I think a lot of people, not actually, I wouldn't say a lot of people. I think the people that I understand the most and the quickest are people who are authentically themselves, because you make it easy for me to understand you, because you don't say one thing and then act a different way. Let me give you a huge example on it. When you brought up doing this podcast and you were like, bro, I just got to start it. I just got to start it. And then you started it.
Yeah.
Like, that means that you had to start it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, people talk
Like
all
when
the
you
time.
say it and you do it,
Yeah, when you say it and then you actually do it, and it didn't matter. It didn't matter if you got to 1,000. Like, none of that stuff mattered. It didn't matter if you got to the merch. Like, you literally did what you were passionate about, and that proves that you were passionate about it.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not trying to like dog on anybody who has like that dream and then they never like, put
like
it
sometimes
into,
there's real life circumstances
right.
that, like,
Totally. But you've been like that with everything, with all your worship stuff, with your work stuff, with your friendship stuff.
you,
like, you're a man of your word, and like, it's like the easiest thing to understand is somebody who actually does what they want to do.
Yeah, bro. Literally, we talked about this beforehand, and I didn't get to it, but a big inspiration for the podcast was that I know my faith had been ignited hearing how God came through for other people, and I think a lot of the people that come on the Vision Room, on the outside looking in, these are successful people, bro. Like people that are doing well, people who are like have influence, that are like doing this full time. And I think Vision Room Social brings some humanity on. Oh, look, Pablo's making a feature on the pod, bro. What's up, bro?
Get out of here, bro.
Oh, that's cool, man.
You and him are closer than me and you.
Nah, bro, this man tried to run away on me,
He
dog.
runs away from everybody, bro.
Okay, quick tangent, then I'll come back to my little sappy note.
Yeah.
Dude, I was house sitting for John, and him and his wife, and they have 2 beautiful boys. They were gone for like a week, right? And on like day 3, Pablo runs away from me. He has like a gap over here on the gate in his backyard. Bro, I literally sent John a video of this kid running away, and I was like, bro, I think he chose his destiny, man. Like, I had to be somewhere, and I had been chasing him for like 30 minutes. I was like, there's no freaking way. And Pablo found his way back into the backyard, and I was freaking pissed at him, bro. But he ran away on you today again, right?
Yeah, bro.
I don't understand.
People don't want to hear me say it, but like, he runs away, and Lauren's always like, just let him go. If he comes back, he comes back. And that's what he did today, straight up.
Yeah, so literally that when I caught him that last time, he was just in the backyard. That's what happened. So
there you go.
Okay, well, what I was saying was that, bro, I think Vision Room brings some humanity to these successful people, because we're all children of God, just trying our best, and I think hearing that it's not always worked out the best for somebody, or hearing the narrative that successful people have in their mind, at least in regards to their faith, and when it comes to like pushing forward vision and pushing towards the life they want. it gives people some practical steps of like, oh, if they can do it,
Yeah.
then I can do it. It gives some like, I can reset, I can do that, I can tweak this in my own life. So yeah, man, it just, I know like a lot of the podcasts that I listen to, that's what inspires me, man.
Yeah.
And so like like Max Tuning's, the Don't Be Sour, if y'all listen to it, you're like, bro, that's basically Vision Room Social, because he's literally like, okay, if you meet an Uber driver, how you explain this, and then midway point, they like drink and curse in that one, but the bones of it is basically he's having successful people share their story and their mindset, and they're talking about branding and like the behind the scenes of the business and how they started and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So like them, and then I think the basement is more like soul help for me. But I try to interweave all of these things into Vision Room, you know, because the journey of getting to where we want to go can be spiritual, and it's soul work. And when dreams don't work out, you grieve, and I think hearing these people's stories, it's bringing life to people that need it, man. So I'm aware of the relationships that God's blessed me with, so. It's like another thing, like the talent. I'm not gonna go just freaking bury it and know these people for no reason. I'm gonna just try to multiply it and now try to help and love on people that need it. So, essentially, I'm just trying to get information and love to people out there, man. Long story short,
And you're doing it.
I'm doing it,
And you're doing it.
yeah, bro. Ron
Bro, he called you on that one, right?
Ron called me out on that one, bro. I was like, he's like, I was like, oh, I was trying to be a humble somebody of the Lord. I was just like, I'm trying to do the pod. And he's like, nah, bro, you're freaking doing it.
He's like, microphone.
You know, you're trying, you're actually doing it, dude.
You're here.
And bro, it's been, I feel like I'm talking a lot. I don't really talk that
It's
much.
your podcast,
It's
bro.
my own podcast, bro.
It's your podcast.
Normally I'm the one trying to lead the conversation, but it's been crazy, bro. Like Nate and I, November 2nd, 2022, we're like, spazzing out, dude. I had GarageBand open. I don't know what the heck I was doing. And shout out to my boy.
But shout out GarageBand real quick.
Nah.
Do you know what starts on GarageBand? This is what I felt like I had to bring up with this thing today.
Okay, go.
Again, I don't know how many years in the future, but like you go and you watch back on like YouTube and all this kind of stuff where like the greats began.
Yeah.
You know, like oftentimes I'll go back and watch like, you know, Chris Rock's first ever stand up.
Yeah.
He's just like this little punk kid on a stage or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, but shout out to that show for bringing him on.
Yeah.
And like, I look at the guests that you have and I'm like, bro, one day there's going to be people talking, you know, about Jacob, but it's like, yo, hold up. I just found this old interview of, you know, Evan Dugood from this thing. And look at this, what's the word I'm thinking of? Entourage, this repertoire of guests. Like, bro, Vision Room Social gonna be the place where they start. Like, you got a breeding ground here.
Yeah,
like,
man.
so shout out to all those platforms that get people off. Fruity Loops. You know what I'm talking about? This that starting point, man, making dreams come true. So don't, you know.
Yeah, so that's funny that you see it that way, because I like you're seeing it in the way of like I'm the one, or Vision Room's the one creating opportunity for these people. But I felt like James, Brian, Maddie, Destiny, like the first couple episodes where I was still trying to figure out what I was doing, I felt like they were the ones believing in me. Like they were just trusting me blindly, bro. Like I feel so bad, like, but dude, mad love to my boy Caden Boyd. That one was episode 2, but that's the very first one we filmed. Very first one. And bro, literally, like you'll see, like we didn't plan for, it was like rainy outside and we were planning on window light. So like mid conversation, there's a hard switch of like, and bro, I was like FaceTiming my boy Brendan, and he's like, bro, why don't you use freaking Ableton? And then he like was the one coaching me through it, and I wasn't even sure if I got the audio down, and I forgot the stands, and I forgot the toys, and 4 months later now,
that's beautiful, man.
Now it's like a well-oiled machine. We just
I'm about to say, y'all came in here. I was like, oh, I would hire this production company.
Bro, we're using the freaking ring light from Best Buy, $17.99. Hey. My little projector light over here. We're just doing what we're doing.
Dude, I love it though.
Dude, a lot of this gear too. Like shout out to my friends who believed in me. Matt Marin lent me this. He hasn't asked for it back. So, bro,
He's gonna watch this and be like, "Oh, Hold
Matt,
up.
I think he knows I have it. Matt, you
Yeah.
know I have it, right? He's so
He's a
into
G,
this.
bro.
Yeah, he's a G, bro. My Uncle Paco out in McAllen. He's one of my closest family members, and he just asked me what I needed to get it started. Because I had talked to him over like the Christmas break, or no Thanksgiving. Oh, I was down in Texas. I talked to him about it, and he just like, bro, I'll help you out. And then this laptop, my boy Brandon Trenum, it was like an old church laptop, and then he sold it to me for cheap. So like, just God made a way, bro.
Yeah.
I had a dream. There's like little other stuff that we had to invest in, but
Yeah.
yeah, man,
Oh, dude. It's good.
that's the behind the scenes. Are we closing the pod? How long have we been going, Nate? What's the time? I got 9 minutes. Are you serious, bro? Dude,
That's good.
It didn't even feel that way.
That's good to me, bro. I'll
Okay, bro. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you drive us home. I don't
Yeah,
know.
no, you're good, man. You're good, man. Actually, one thing what I wanted to say though about that like passionate energy behind something, the great Quentin Tarantino said, Nate knows who I'm talking about right here,
Yeah.
Roy. No, he said in this interview one time, and it's stuck with me forever. And of course, he uses a lot of different words that I won't use, but the gist of it.
I dare you. My first explicit espresso, bro.
But no, he said in this interview, man, he's like, listen, if you're passionate enough about cinema, you can't help but make a good movie. And he's like, it doesn't matter all those details. It doesn't matter the gear, all that kind of stuff. And like, as you were kind of explaining where each and everything came from and how your first couple ones, it doesn't matter. Like if you care and you're that passionate about it, you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Like you'll make it happen.
Yeah,
and like, it does really like, and I love the fact that you're saying second pod was the first one filmed and you had all these little things like that went wrong in your mind.
Yeah.
But it's only because you cared. Like
Yeah.
to anybody else who doesn't care and was just like, oh, I just need to have a podcast. That's what we were talking about before this. I'm so sorry.
You good?
It's that ghost.
Yeah. It's good, bro.
It is good. But like I told you, I'm not a fan of like the idea of just starting a podcast.
I was gonna ask you that. Finish your thought.
No, I'm not like a huge fan of that. But with yours, you told me every reason why. You explained to me back then, no, man, I see this, I see that. And I was like, bro, like you have to do that because you're so passionate about it. It reminds me of like, and I'm not trying to like take the focus or anything, but it's like one of those things where like I knew little to nothing about music and worship and any of that stuff. I just loved it.
Yeah.
And I figured it out.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, how do they do this? And people, I want to say I was like, maybe 19, 20 when I found out that people use tracks.
Yeah.
And I was like, how do you do that? And I literally just pieced it together, bro. My first like worship set that I ever put tracks in it, I literally had, I had an iPod. Not even kidding, bro. They don't even make iPods anymore, right? They canceled those things.
Hey, I'm old enough for
And,
iPods.
yeah, right?
Yeah.
No, I had an iPod and I was literally like, hey, listen, so for the first song, like this is me explaining it to the band at practice. Yeah. For the first song, you're going to push play on that thing. And they go, huh? And I'm like, yeah. Just trust me. And that's what we did. We started with one song per set. It was usually the first song, and it'd be like, like a nice 3. There was no adjusting. I made it all through, watch this, Audacity. You want to talk about GarageBand?
What the heck is that?
Yeah.
Absolutely
If you know Audacity, tag them in the chat, right?
Absolutely not.
Bro,
dude.
and like I would literally make it, and I'd save it as an MP3, put it on an iPod, and we just started one song per thing. And then I found out, you can do this, and you could, change it in Audacity to add an extra bridge. And I was like, and like that's me literally learning it from scratch. But to this day, like anything I do with like, I mean, you and I talk all the time about like church services and like, I would love to see this. Yeah. But all that just comes from me. Like, bro, I just care way too much. I'm just way too passionate about like people's worship experience and stuff like that. And it just comes out of me, bro.
Yeah.
And it's like the same thing you were talking about. Like you did worship and then this. And it's like, no matter what, you're going to talk about worship ministry or clothes so it's like, that's who we're gonna have on here because that's what I want to talk about. It doesn't matter. You squeeze an orange, you get orange juice. You squeeze Jacob, you're getting boom, 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 boom,
Vision
right?
room,
Yeah,
yeah.
vision room social. That's
Yeah.
what comes out of you. But what were you were gonna say something?
Oh yeah. So, because you told me that you don't like podcasts, but I just want like your thought on why podcasts are a thing right now. I think
Yeah.
it's like a, I don't know that it's trending because I'm gonna run it till the wheels fall off, bro.
yeah.
But like, what's your thought on podcasting? Why is it cool? Why is it a thing?
Yeah.
Also, like, what your reservations are about it.
Yeah. So here's hopefully this will answer both questions because I can't remember all the questions. But so for me, podcasts are like, okay, I understand everybody has a voice.
Yeah.
And everybody has an opinion. And everybody has a whatever.
Yeah.
And podcasts to me are like people saying, yo, my voice and my opinion is like really worth other people listening to.
Okay.
And I would say, respectfully,
Yeah. Most of the time.
60% of people's opinions we want to listen to. The other 40% of people, I'm like, bro, just
What are you doing?
we're good. Yeah, yeah. But again, those are the ones that either one, they haven't made it clear why they're doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're just
I'm
they're
trying
just
to
chopping it
clarify
up.
right now.
Right, yeah, exactly. And that was the thing. It was like, hey, this is why I'm doing it. Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, I got you. Like,
Yeah. I
you
can
know,
get with that.
I can
yeah.
get with that.
I'm
right.
in the 60% of like,
Right, yeah, no, definitely. Like, and there's some great ones out there. In fact, I'm such a content consumer. People, I've said this once to a few people, and they get mad at me, and I'm like, whatever. I don't really care. Goodness, what you have to think about this. I don't find myself to be a creative. I find myself to be a critic.
Bro, what the frick, bro? You're a creative,
Shut
bro.
up. See, this is what people do to me. I find myself to be a critic.
Okay.
Because anytime I see anything, I think of, oh, this is how it should have been done. But I don't really ever base it off of what my personal opinion is. I'm just like, oh, this was what you were aiming for. This and this and this could have get fixed so you can get there.
Yeah.
But again, that kind of stems from the fact that usually when you watch a podcast, for me, I don't know, whatever. For me, I'm like, bro, I don't even know what the point of this is. You're killing it. You're doing exactly what whatever. I could shout out a whole bunch of shows that I've watched, and like some of them, like, oh yeah, this is I'm just gonna make up names. Coffee and Conversations. Like, okay, you got conversation, you got coffee. You're killing it. You know what I mean,
Bro, I saw this TikTok and it was like, bro, people be having podcasts and not talking about nothing.
Right.
And it's just like, bro, then it goes on. They're like, yeah, well, I think what they meant to say and what they're alluding
Right,
to.
yeah.
And it's like never got to the point.
Right. Yeah. And yeah, that just comes from the fact that they're just kind of out there like, oh, I just want you to hear
My voice.
right, my voice. And I told you right when we started, it's like, bro, I hate hearing my own voice.
Yeah, dude.
Like, this is so out of my comfort zone.
I will push back on you're about the critic and creative thing. I think
I don't need to hear this.
No. I think you wouldn't be a critic if you weren't creative enough to figure out what was wrong.
That's fair. That's fair to say. I mean, I just if we're in Ratatouille,
Yeah.
I'm ego.
No,
I'm like,
bro.
I need the food that's gonna take me back to the cold, rainy day when my mom was making me whatever, and I go, and I'm like, oh yeah,
Bro,
that's good food.
but
up
what-
until that, I'm gonna complain about it. Like,
if someone were to trust you and me with unlimited resources and like unlimited access to people, we can make a banger of like a conference worship set.
oh, that's facts.
1,000%.
That's facts. But it's because like I'm gonna tell you straight up. One, I love supporting other people, much like you. That's why I'm here. I want to support you, my guy. So like, let's paint that picture. Somebody was like, hey, I want to da da da. So you're gonna come up with like half the idea.
Yes.
I'm gonna come up with half the idea, and then I'm gonna say, but I like the way you said this, so I'll take my half, and it'll become like a 70-30 split.
Yeah.
And then once we get going, I'm just gonna like nitpick all the things that, oh shoot, I forgot we need to, you know what I'm saying? And that's where I feel like I like purpose. Like that's where I feel like, oh good, like
our brains would work
like it has to
together.
get going. Like I can't be like, okay, like I'll shout out some really cool people real quick. So for example, Kristen Spalding, Dash, now Spalding.
They came on the pod, bro.
They came on the pod. They killed it. Ron Starling. All these like super people that I am like, no, you're a creative person. And let me just give you an example why. Those people walk into a thrift store,
Yeah.
see clothes. and literally put together in their brains outfits based off the clothes they see. They come home, they like be cropping tops and they be da 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 da, and then they put a whole fit together. I'm like, whoa. I'm like, wow, big red boots. I'll buy those. And I got nowhere else to go with that, bro. I'm like, oh, that's a shirt that I like, and I throw it on.
I think I have a similar fashion formula where like I just know pieces that typically work for me.
Right,
and
yeah.
I just have like, as long as they fit in this box, I'll figure it out.
Right.
So, yeah.
I'm like, you can't give me raw material.
Yeah.
And say create something. I'm like, no, bro, like whatever. But you can give me like a sculpture, and I'll be like, let's change this, that, and that, and that. People are like, oh, no, I'm not really creative. I'm just critiquing what somebody else already did. Like, I'm just being honest, bro. Like, and I'm not offended by that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
bro, thanks for letting us use your house. Thanks for hosting today's episode, bro.
I hope I did you justice, man.
Bro, you didn't do me dirty.
There's a lot to Jacob that people need to know about and people need to hear about. Because genuinely, like you said, there's other people who inspired you and all that kind of stuff. But like, there's tons of parts of your story that inspire in totally different ways.
Yeah. Like,
I mean, obviously, there's how you dealt with sickness, right? There's how you dealt with like just the ministry ups and downs with, hey, I'm not going to lie. I don't really know what the next step is. And I'm just going to pray about it. I'm going to see what God opens door. Like all those things are things that like this person needs to hear and that person needs to hear. And I mean, but that's just how God moves. Like one word he says speaks differently to like multiple people and he's using you.
Yeah.
Like you are a vessel.
Thank you, bro.
And I know, man, I know that each and every day, every morning, if not, you wake up and you're like, Lord, how am I going to be used today? Because I don't know if I'm ready, but I want to be used. You know what I'm saying? And there you go. That's another passion of yours. It's just being used by God. And you have that passion and you will do it.
Yeah, bro.
Like you're like, I'm not gonna let a rock cry out.
Yeah,
like,
man.
It's me. Like God use me, send me, I'll go. And he will, bro.
Thank you, brother.
You've been considered.
Yeah. Hey, I've been. Bro, that's a whole other thing.
There's a whole other thing right now.
Don't even get us started on that, bro. Yeah, man. I'm excited for season 2. We at this point right now, we filmed like the first 4. Nate and I are going to Houston next weekend and film another one. So we're going, bro. We about to see
coast to coast,
going on tour, bro. There's a couple episodes I'm counting on. I just need to travel, but like my PTO sucks, bro. So it's a God dream up. We'll figure it out.
The Lord will make it. He'll make a way.
We'll figure it out. But bro, thank you for coming on. Maybe we'll see you again.
Maybe. Hey, have your people call my people.
Yeah. Visionaries, we love y'all. We'll see you next week.